trolling towards the boundary line, and Harms almost makes ground. He tips it back to Sheldon, and it's a goal!
Can he kick this one to make it a draw? Look at all those Collingwood players. He fires. He's got it, I think. He's missed it. What a goal!
On to Bradley. One bounce, 2, 3, 4. 40 metres out. Set sail for goal. Try that one on for goal of the day.
McGuinn's had 5 bounces. Nearly get another one. Round he goes. In he goes to an open goal. Phil Vanessa. Stuck by Mickey McGraw.
Ah, yes, Carlton and Collingwood really stirs the blood. And this is the Millennium game, and this is the Carlton version 2000, even though we're still in 1999. Good evening and welcome to the MCG for this special one-off Millennium game between the traditional foes, Carlton and Collingwood. Of course, the Blues last year, or this year actually, 1999, made the grand final. The Pies were wooden spooners for only the second time in their lives, but they start afresh for the new season. This is the Ansett Cup for the year 2000, but we do start in the year 1999. So we hope wherever you're celebrating New Year's Eve, sit back, enjoy it, and watch the football. A lot of people are hungry for football, even though just yesterday this was a cricket ground, and Australia won a test match here. Remarkable. It's been transferred into a football ground, and of course when we talk footy, who else would be there but Dipper? Here he is.
Yeah, thanks very much, Drew, and nice to catch up with you too. As we know, Australia wrapped up the game against India right here at the MCG yesterday, and already they've ripped out the test pitch and laid out some magnificent new grass for the players tonight. The players will have no problems about running over the surface because the joints are very, very good, so players should have no problems about tripping. And Drew, the old key test, mate, I found an old key. It looks like a door from your place, but as you can see on the outside of the new surface, rock hard, and also the new surface is very rock hard as well, so the players should expect a very fast track, Drew.
Thanks, Dipper. I like the key test as well. With me in commentary tonight, Ian Robertson, 3 times Carlton Premiership player. Bit unusual to be here on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, it's the 31st of December, but I think you could play this game just about anywhere in Victoria and probably in Australia, and you'll see some interest because Carlton and Collingwood have had a great rivalry over many, many years.
Yep. Opposite ends of the ladder in 99, but, well, Collingwood start afresh. Some trial rules for the Ansett Cup in the year 2000. And the first one, the advantage rule. Well, the umpire won't blow the whistle because often players used to stop. So he'll just signal to them, free kick, advantage, play on, but he won't blow the whistle. So we'll be watching for that. And then also officials interfering with play. Well, in the past, we've seen runners and trainers sort of get in the way when a team is kicking out after a behind. Well, if they get into that defensive 50-metre zone this time, there will be a free kick to be taken from the back of the centre square. So it's quite a penalty against the team which infringes. Now, the umpires will actually throw the ball up around the ground. That number 4, around the ground they'll be throwing the ball in the air rather than bouncing it. And of course with the time on, well, time on will be added when the ball leaves the fingers. Now the big one for us here tonight is this one, number 5, in that a player isn't allowed, when he's not on his feet, to take possession of the ball. He must hit the ball clear. I think this comes from the international rules, the Irish test, but that was a round ball, Robbo.
Well, just to clarify the game and keep it moving, because that's what Aussie rules is all about, a great action game, and that's what the viewers and the watchers here at the ground will want to see.
Some players in new colours. Michael Mansfield, former All-Australian. He came from the Cats to join the Blues in the off-season.
Look at the experience, 181 matches, and on top of that he's represented the state a few times and done it in grand style.
And Stephen O'Reilly, after a short time, couple of seasons with Geelong, then the Fremantle Dockers, and he could be played at either end like Silvani, full-back or full-forward.
He looks pretty fit, and word during the week on radio here in Melbourne was that he's number 3 in endurance on the Carlton list.
And for the Pies, Shane O'Brien comes down from the Brisbane Lions. Couple of seasons up there. Never really saw the best of him. He's a Victorian coming back home.
Tough nut, Shane O'Brien, and will be a very welcome acquisition for the Magpies.
Number 22 is Reece Shaw, another in the long line of Shaws. He is the son, of course, of Ray Shaw, former captain, and he wears number 22, the number of his uncle Tony.
If pedigree has anything to do with succeeding in AFL football, Reece Shaw's a certainty.
So look, mate, people hungry for football, they can't wait to see these new recruits. We can't wait either. Here's another new recruit, over from the West Coast Eagles with Collingwood, Mick Malthouse.
Seven Sports hot summer of Australian soccer, the National 7 Sport.
Go Harvey Norman for big savings during our big catalogue sale. And look at this. Spend $500 or more on furniture, bedding and Manchester and you can buy on 24 months interest-free terms with no deposit and no repayments until April 2000. Buy now and pay no deposit and no repayments until April 2000. What a deal. And when we say big, we mean big. 24 months interest-free terms with no deposit and no repayments until April 2000 on furniture, bedding and Manchester. But only during the big catalogue sale. It's on now at your nearest Harvey Norman store.
The British Touring Car Championship. It's no Sunday drive. Motor racing fast and furious, just the way you like it. Catch all the adrenaline pumping action of the British Touring Car Championship on C7 Sport.
And welcome back to the MCG. Friday night football, New Year's Eve football, the Millennium game. And this crowd is building up. I reckon people might go to the MCG tonight on their way to the New Year's Eve celebrations on the Yarra and the fireworks and everything. This crowd will build all night. The toss has been made. Nathan Buckley's won the toss and the Pies will go right to left in the first quarter. Down on the boundary line, here's Dipper with Craig Hutchison.
Yeah, thanks very much, Drew. Craig, you've been in the Collingwood rooms. Everyone's a bit nervous in there.
Yeah, they're very fair dinkum about tonight. Certainly a nervous feel around the ground side. Doesn't it feel like a game of footy? I was here 24 hours ago. You walk in and everything's in readiness. It's fantastic.
Actually, the weather's like winter football. But also, and most sides have got a new assistant coach and team managers, so everyone's a bit edgy at the moment. And we'll catch up with you guys throughout the night with interviews and also the bench.
Thanks, Dip and Hutchie. Have a good night. What a way to celebrate New Year's Eve. Could there be anything better than watching a game of footy? Brad Smith for Collingwood, number 15, coming from the right-hand side in the ruck, a young former West Australian. Buckley gets the first possession, the hand pass over the top. McKay, who hasn't had a long break since he played for Australia in the Irish Test Series. The kick out towards centre wing. This was where they were chasing the ball in the outfield in Test cricket just yesterday, and now it's a football venue. Hickmott gets the hand pass back. Kutafides kick up towards centre wing. Use of the body. There's no whistle on the play. Mal Michael for the Pies. Ball sits up for Patterson, and they're off and running. Getting it away, Orchard. And Buckley up over the centre of the ground, but a good mark taken in defence by Lappin. The Blues into attack. It bounces through to Whitnell. First goal of New Year's Eve, but Whitnell missed it and kicked it away to the right. And the ooh in the background. Let us introduce our guest commentators tonight from Carlton, Ange Christou. Evening, Ange.
How do you do?
You were barracking that one through.
Well, I thought it was going to be a goal. I mean, he doesn't usually miss, but too bad. Maybe next time.
And also with us in commentary tonight, just to balance the ledger between Carlton and Collingwood. Yes, a Collingwood player, even though we think of you as an Essendon bloke, Ricky Olorenshaw.
Good evening, Drew.
Good on you, mate. And with me, Ian Robertson as well.
Yes, Drew. Brad Smith has been penalised there. He's doing the ruck work for the Magpies at the start of the game. Kick forward by Beaumont, in towards half forward. No mark taken there, so the ball gathered beautifully by Hickmott. Tries to get it across to Lappin. It's gathered here by, looks like Chatfield. Back to Lappin. Hand pass away. Not bad either. Beaumont kicked 8 goals in half a game against the Magpies earlier this year. And Whitnell has marked on his chest, certainly within scoring range. And Lance Whitnell, gee, there's been a lot rest on his shoulders over the early part of his career in AFL football. And he's taken the mark here about 25, maybe 30 metres. Certainly no drama with the distance. He's shot at goal.
I think he's missed.
It looks a bit ordinary. He's scored another behind.
Yeah, pretty tough conditions out here, boys. It's very, very swirly. As we know here in Melbourne, the last 3 or 4 days has had that winter condition. So, and a bit tough for them being very early in the season.
Yes, how many goals did you kick on New Year's Eve, Dipper?
None.
I think it's a new experience for absolutely everyone. Big kick in by Michael Clark, the West Australian, has come from the Fremantle Dockers. Close to the boundary line and gaining ground along the line. Lucuria wearing a new number this year, Lee Walker's old number. What a shame it was, Lee Walker. How many attempts did he have at league football? Gavin Brown started in 1987 and he's about to go into a new century. Krasiska started the same time. It's pretty tough, isn't it? Patterson takes the mark.
Hasn't been pretty, but very effective.
Man from behind the mark, and he's holding the ball as he was playing on Patterson. What do you reckon about that, Robert?
Red hot, red hot. I don't know how you boys feel that play the game, Rick and Ange, but by gee, the umpire was just gave him no chance.
Once the umpire instructs you, you must get behind your mark, and once you move off, it's play on.
So you can cope with that, Rick? You don't, you think that was all fair and above board?
Yeah, well, Pato was pretty stiff, but that's the rules, and the players should know it.
Fair enough.
Must have peripheral vision, though.
Go on, Ange.
Must have peripheral vision, I think.
Well, eyes in the back of your head.
Must.
The acting captain for the Blues tonight, McKay, gets the ball into the middle of the ground where Prendergast has taken the mark. His kick forward, Whitnell and Mel Michael. Hand pass away by Michael, back towards the middle of the ground. Taken here for Collingwood by O'Brien. He swings around and kicks it straight towards the half-forward line. Kick forward by Tarrant. It's a wild kick off the side of his boot, bounces awkwardly in the left forward pocket, away from Patterson. Gee, Prendergast, you have got to watch where you put your hand there, because within scoring range, that was nearly a free kick to Patterson. He made it look worse than it was, but certainly the left hand of Prendergast into the back of Patterson. Boundary throw in left forward pocket for the Magpies. Anthony Rocker gathered for the Blues by Mansfield. Handball away. This is Scott Freeborn. Was very good for Port Adelaide. And the ball now kicked wide. Whitnell couldn't take the mark. Hickmott's a chance. He's had 3 or 4 possessions already. To Hickmott. Over to Hamill. In turn to McKay. Some experience there for the Blues. The kick towards half-forward. Mark has been taken. And that's well done. The mark has been taken by Brent Houghton. And wouldn't he love this if he could kick the first goal of the Jetport Parking Millennium Challenge match here on New Year's Eve at the cricket ground against his old side, the Magpies.
Well, he has been renowned for his marking as well, so marking ability. He played a couple of games in the reserves this year and did very well. Obviously impressed the selectors, and hence he's with us this year.
Well, according to all reports, played very well for East Burwood.
Winning the best and fairest, mind you.
While we're in the,
way offline that kick, Dipper.
Yeah, way offline that one, mate. While we're in the Carlton 4 line, I'll give you the benches. Sexton, Merrington, Rice, Fletcher. I'll get back to you, boys. I've lost my page.
Well, you're entitled, because there are 6 on the bench in these Ansett Cup games, and also part of the rules for this competition as well. 17.5-minute quarters plus time on.
Great kick.
Beautiful kick, wasn't it, to Gavin Brown. Out to Mal Michael. Steps once, twice. Michael, who started his league career as a full-back. Anthony Rocker, the only one in the forward 50. Here comes Big Rock. Oh, Kuta was good and works a double play with Franchina. Kuta Feedy's beautiful disposal. Beaumont.
Whitnell on his own.
And here's Lance Whitnell. 3 marks already.
Was that Carl Langdon?
Looks a bit light in the hair, doesn't he? Long kick forward. Bit of jumper pulling going on, and seen right in front. And surely the Blues will get the first goal of the night.
Gee, let's hope so.
Well, they've had 3 shots. 2 from Whitnell and 1 from Houghton. And none of them have scored.
Well, certainly a free kick, though.
Brendan Favola. Now, Brendan Favola, he was drafted in '98, came from Beaconsfield.
He's had a couple of years, and again, I mean, he's working quite well with the senior mob this year, and hopefully he can have a place in there.
Right in front, 20 metres out.
Oh, no.
Gee, Carlton have had all the play and haven't managed a goal.
Geez, Ange, I think you blokes need to do a bit of goal kicking back the next month or so.
We have, though.
For the next game.
Almost every second day we've been kicking goals, learning how to kick goals.
I think, interestingly, 18 kicks to 10, favouring the Blues, 14 handballs to 9, 6 marks to 3. We'll just back up what you said, Drew, that they've had plenty of the play, the Blues, and can't get a score on the board. That kick in has been marked by Smith, and he plays on quickly. Gets the ball to Lucuria. He's a good kick off that left foot, and the ball goes towards Tarrant. Knocked to the front. Buckley dragged down by Mansfield. Ball runs free. Chance there for Vance. Nelson. Koutafidis. Good handball over the top. McKay. Wider still. Puts Camporelli under pressure, but he does it well and gets away from Orchard. In turn away from Patterson. And Camporelli kicks the ball wide to the wing. Oh, terrific mark taken by Clark. Outpointed Whitnell on that occasion, one-on-one, and kicks it towards the middle of the ground, where the mark is taken by Krasiska.
Young Michael Clark there. He was the last pick for the Pies in the draft. Came from the Dockers. Was on their list for 3 years, never got a game. Always injured. Kicked by Nelson. Wobbles a bit to half forward. Michael does well. A bit of backup support
Have they teamed up on
Clark again?
Have they teamed up on Lance Whitnell, because they seem to be having 2 or 3 on him?
And here's a big chance. Hamill. Camporelli won't miss from here. Keeps it low and gets it. Well, at last dance, the Blues got a goal. It took them a while.
Well, that's right. I can see that they're double teaming Lance Whitnell, so there obviously is a Carlton. There is a Carlton player on his own, and he did manage to get it, which is great. Lovely handball and ever reliable Campo.
I thought Mark Orchard was unfortunate there. He followed the ball, thinking we had the ball. Camp really ran on, kicked the goal.
So back in the centre, the Blues have kicked the first goal. They lead 1-3. Collingwood yet to score. Nelson can't break away. Orchard number 2 for the Magpies, and the umpire will bounce once again right on the strip that has been replaced from the cricket match that was mentioned earlier, finished yesterday. McKay's kick towards the full forward area. Awkward bouncing ball for Krasiska. Gets the hand pass down the line. Gavin Brown, Bathiris. In turn, it was Licuria. Then back to Krasiska. Orchard in under pressure there. Oh, Krasiska did well. Tyson Lane, who was very good for the Magpies last year, kicks towards full forward. Over the head there of Rocker and his immediate opponent, who is Stephen O'Reilly, and it goes out for a boundary throw in left forward pocket for Collingwood.
It's great hands from Jackatine there, I thought, in the centre. Really got the ball moving, and here's our chance to get our first score.
Well, we've had some very ordinary weather here in Melbourne over the last 5 days.
Weather, isn't it? Down
That's
to 12.
just a real indication.
That's amazing. It was footy weather during the cricket as well. Here's Paul Williams. Back to Krasiska, 52 metres out. Floats it out wide. Jackatine off the left. A centering ball. Chance here for the Pies, 3-1. Ball knocked down beautifully. And here's the Lions recruit. O'Brien off the left, but just misses away to the left.
Sensational courage there by Adam Chatfield.
There's no score. The ball's coming back.
Yeah, you missed that, Drew. If you can see on the... That's right. Adam Chatfield, eyes on the ball. Lovely. Courageous.
Well, actually, it was poor play by Collingwood because they had the numbers there, 3-1. Should have done better out of it than that. Ball back towards centre wing. Gee, tough in the clinches here. There's some real good hits going on. It's Freeborn with another blonde-haired lad bursting through the pack. Mansfield, a long kick to full forward. Ball hits the deck. Through Michael it goes. Chance for Lappin. Hand pass intercepted by Brown. Popped over the top, and Krasiska can run onto it. Good shepherding by teammates. Well done by Krasiska again.
Great chasing.
That was a good tackle. The kick landed with Patterson. Back to O'Brien. The left footer again to Rocker. Once he got there, probably should have taken the mark. Spilled it to Franchina. O'Reilly out of defence. Not a bad kick, but it bounces to Lappin. Oh, a bruise in the back. And a free kick to Lappin.
Well, if you doubted whether the boys were going to have a bit of a go at it, I think the opening minutes have shown you that they're pretty keen on the result. Both teams doing very well in the early minutes. Lappin's kick has been marked by Camporelli, and he's deep at right half forward. He can kick for Whitnell. His kick is beautifully weighted. Gee, that was a good kick.
I think they've got to take this guy.
I think they are.
So you reckon they're double teaming him, and he can't stop getting the ball.
Well, Whitnell was someone we did look at in the pre-match address, and I think Mel Michael's got the job at the moment. But I think Mel's taken a punt and running down the ground, leaving Lance in the forward line by himself.
Shot for goal by Whitnell, looks pretty good. The Blues have got their second on the scoreboard. So a goal to Camporelli and a goal to Whitnell. The advantage with the Blues there, 2-3, Collingwood yet to score.
That was destiny, I thought. It was bound to come sooner or later. So,
well, you can't just keep getting the ball on the forward line without getting goals. Eventually, you've got to get some. Geez, played well, hasn't he? Been absolutely sensational. Mind you, the delivery was perfect. So it's all Carlton so far. The Pies haven't scored, and Carlton 2-3. And really, they could have been about 4 or 5 goals.
Well, there you have it. They do. They are double teaming.
Ball back in the centre circle now here. Somebody has got to punch the ball out or attempt to. Can't just fall on the ball like in the past.
Whitnell's become such a headache. They've dropped Richardson back to be the second man in.
Thrown up in the middle rather than the bounce. Gee, it is tough there. Very well done. Comes to Camporelli. His delivery is good again. Camporelli.
He's becoming one of the best 5 or 6 at delivery, isn't he?
At least.
Huh?
At least.
And he's just very good value every time he gets the ball.
Most definitely. And I mean, he's been working on his skills ever since he's been at the club. So why not? He's doing very well.
Carlton made their first move. Merrington on and Prendergast off. And just to keep you up to date with the benches, boys, take 2. Simon Fletcher, Colpitt and Giulio for Carlton.
And Favola for goal. Looks pretty good.
Might have scraped it. Yes.
Got it. So Brendan Favola, after an early shot that missed, finally gets a goal. Whitnell has one, Favola one. And the other one coming from Camporelli himself. So Camporelli has set up the play a couple of times for the last 2 goals and kicked one himself, so he's on fire. Didn't have much of an off-season after playing against Ireland. And Favola kicked it straight and long. Beautiful kick.
And the coach's box for the Blues.
Wayne Britton Parkin. And Wayne Britton actually coaching them tonight.
Wayne Britton coaching. Gee, Andrew McKay, captain for the night, has been tremendous. 8 possessions already across that half-back line. And there's a mark being paid to Hamill. Gee, what a... is that a reward for his efforts being given number 4, Ange, do you think?
Not quite sure,
Aaron Hamill goes for goal.
Sure, we'll have to perform with that. I mean, he doesn't mind. You know, he's a bit of a performer himself, so he's quite happy with it.
Wasn't a bad player, the guy who carried it prior to Aaron Hamill.
Remarkable player.
Now, boys, I'll give you the Collingwood bench. We've got Johnson, Lockyer, Shaw, Davis and Michael Gardner.
So 3-4 to 0 with 6 3/4 minutes left.
Nathan Buckley, superb player. And it'll be interesting to see what sort of a role he gets with Mick Malthouse there to coach the Pies at the start of a new era. Everyone following Collingwood certainly hopes it's a new era after the wooden spoon in '99, only the second in the club's history. And incidentally, in recent history, Carlton and Collingwood, they've just developed this tradition against each other. Carlton have won 10 of their last 11 matches. Williams up towards centre wing. O'Brien caught in the middle. Good punch behind by Mansfield. Oh, here's Camporelli again. Open goal square. He gets his second.
Lovely kick. Must tag him.
Well, Camporelli's either scored or set up 4 goals in about 5 minutes.
I think Orchard's got the job. He was given a job before the game. I'm not sure whether he's still there or not, but that's something that Mick will have to have a look at.
Well, I don't think that Williams is a natural left footer, so he was a little under pressure there too, so a bit unlucky.
Not a bad kick by Camporelli from outside the 50.
He's a tough man to play on, Scott. As soon as he gets the ball, he always makes sure he delivers well, so you've really got to be careful with him.
And keeps you very honest too.
Yep.
The umpire about to restart play. The Blues 4-4, lead Collingwood yet to score. And the ruck work on that occasion being done for the Blues by Merrington. The ball spills out to Licuria. His kick towards half forward. Taken here by Patterson. Real chance for the Magpies here. Patterson's flying shot at goal off to the right. But the first score for Collingwood coming with just under 6 minutes left. And, well, there's a bit of passion.
There's Stephen O'Reilly, who doesn't know anything about the Carlton Collingwood passion, but he just found out then.
Tell you what, the bloke from over the fence knows a bit about it, Drew.
What a shot that was. Happy New Year.
Kick in was taken there by Chatfield. His kick up towards the wing. Collingwood 2-on-1. Brown confronted there by Whitnell, but just numbers. Mansfield very cleverly found some space onto his favoured left foot up towards half forward. Nearly the mark taken by Favola. Hand pass out Richardson, and Clark's little left foot kick. Oh, bad understanding. Allows Chatfield in for the Blues once again. His kick towards half forward. Favola, still an opportunity. Michael under pressure. Handball back. Clark misses it. Pressure applied by Beaumont. Kick off the ground, Favola. And he's kicked the goal. Soccer style, Brendan Favola. He's got his second. It is all Carlton, and that would be the understatement so far. 9 scoring shots to 1. They lead by 33.
Well, Michael Clark's waited a long time to get a go in senior footy. Look at this fumble here. Then he tried to rush it behind, didn't hit it hard enough.
Mind you, relentless pressure, though. So it's quite a good go.
You had to feel sorry for the kid there. Back in the middle, and Carlton, grand finalists in '99, 34-1 against the Wooden Spooners. Brown looking to work it towards the line. He mightn't have hit it hard enough either. Gavin Brown with all his experience. The ball's still there for the Blues. Eventually it gets to the line, only just.
I think what's really hurting Collingwood is the open forward line that Carlton's using at the moment. Whitnell's one out, Vola's one out, and it just makes it so hard in the back line.
Crowd is building all the time. It's not massive proportions, not what we usually associate with Carlton Collingwood games, but it is building all the time. And the government's move to have free rail and tram transport on New Year's Eve. Good move. It might help a bit later on.
Sure, there might be a rush come towards half-time.
I don't think it's done Mr. Bracks and his party any harm whatsoever, Drew.
Certainly a different way to spend New Year's Eve. Anyway, game be over by about 10 o'clock. Still plenty of time to move on for fireworks or whatever else. Rupert Batheris working in a very enclosed space there. Orchard, the hand pass in. Oh, they've turned it up. Whitnell almost at ground level mark, but Michael did well to get it away from him while lying on his back. Here's another chance for the Blues. Hurried shot for goal, bouncing and out of bounds in the forward pocket.
Rick, you can see what Collingwood was trying to do now, just trying to handball the ball through, run the ball through the back line. Is that the way Mick has told his players to do it this year?
Yeah, I think a couple of skill areas there haven't helped us bring out the back line. But he has got some set styles of play he likes to use, and surely we'll see those in the next couple of quarters.
Well, Michael got it away from Hamill on that occasion. Oh, a bit slow. At league football, they're quicker than that. You've got to get rid of it. Orchard. Chris Sisko turned it over the line.
I think what Ange mentioned about the pressure being applied by the Carlton all players, but most impressively are those 6 forward line players who are just not allowing Collingwood to get the ball clear.
Well, exactly, and it'll be an absolute bonus if the forwards do chase, because usually with other clubs they tend not to chase. So it's an asset.
Oh, gee, you get howled down if you weren't one of the 22 that had a go. Shot for goal by, was that Chatfield that
That's right.
Threw it on his right boot, hooked it across his left shoulder, not quite far enough.
And a typical backman saying that. Forwards should chase and tackle, eh?
Why not? Did you chase in your day, mate?
Yeah, up on the wing, of course I chase.
Oh, terrific fly by McKee. Couldn't take the mark. Buckley in the middle of the ground.
Great vision.
Great vision it was too, Rick, wasn't it? A good little kick to Williams. Williams should kick a goal. I think Magpie fans would love this. Paul Williams going straight towards goal. Slips off the side of his boot, scores a behind.
Good sign, but the old 1-2, Buckley to Williams. We haven't seen Williams play a lot of football the last 12 months. Obviously, he's been injured.
Great attempt.
Just maybe lacking a little confidence there as Vance accepts the kick in for the Blues. He goes down towards the wing. A little late on the scene, Whitnell. Good mark taken by Tarrant.
Expecting big things from this bloke.
He was a contender for mark of the year, I'm sure, last year. He took a couple of spectacular marks. Rocker couldn't take it. Oh,
Great
good
tackle.
Great tackle by Anthony Rocker.
He had no chance, though. He
Is
just
he
grabbed
being
it.
rewarded here? For throwing the ball, maybe, was it?
He didn't have a chance.
That's what the umpire suggested there, Robbo.
That's, yeah, Michael Mansfield. Well, he was on the deck, and he did sort of, I don't know, volleyball it away, but what a tackle. That took the wind out of his sails.
I think he should have just left it.
And knowing what we've seen of Anthony Rocker's kicking ability, you would have to say that he'd get the distance. He's going to kick from 50 metres. He goes back and let's rip with a beauty right to the goal line. The Blues defending. Lappin goes for a rush behind. Perhaps not such a bad play. And there's that guy. Have a go at him in a dark lane one night.
Looks like Neil Barn, doesn't it?
Gee, is he warming up for a big night?
Heavily in disguise. Oh, dear me. 35 plays 3, and we're close to quarter time in the Jetport Parking Millennium Challenge on New Year's Eve.
since the season finished, we forgot about blokes like that, didn't we? You don't quite see that many like that at the cricket, do you?
It's terrific. He's a footy fan from way back.
McKay's kick not bad. A juggle by Hamill, wearing number 4 this year. 36 he was last year. That was a beauty. And Carlton working the ball fantastically on the forward line. Here's Houghton against his old side. Kicks long up towards the goal square. Michael gets away from Whitnell to mark. Mal Michael facing a real tide back there. Picked the right bloke though. Nathan Buckley, the skipper. Kick by Buckley. 60 metres to centre half forward. Tarrant couldn't quite take the mark. Play on, said the umpire. With a wave of the hand, there was no whistle. And Lappin gets the hand pass out wide to Chatfield. Adam Chatfield. He has been good. Punch down to the front. Chance here for Lacuria. Gets it back to Richardson, and Collingwood working it out of defence. Williams. Good kick by Williams. A ripper. Craig Jacatine.
Oh!
Now, from the centre cricket pitch area. And that was Andrew Merrington, the cricketer, who had a year of playing football to come back and play cricket. Inside the 50, just as Whitnell was about to mark, Orchard knocked the ball over the line.
Actually, just elaborating there, Andrew Merrington must be a very, very good all-round sportsman. I mean, I think, was it prior to Christmas that he was playing district cricket with Essendon?
That's right, and then he also went over to England as well and showed a bit of promise there, but changed allegiance and chose football.
It can't be that good. It'd be England's test side. Fair dinkum. Not that easy to get into it, is it?
Camperelli, flying shot towards goal. No mark taken.
Oh,
chance for the Blues through. Houghton, it's dribbled. Just missed to the right. Second score for Trent Houghton. He's kicked 2 behinds.
The good news is for the Shaw family, Reece Shaw has just run onto the ground playing his first game for Collingwood. Looks like he's playing half-forward flank.
What about him, Ricky? Pace, they reckon?
Yeah, plenty of pace. There's been big raps on him, and he's probably a bit of a Peter Matera type mould. He's very quick. He uses his pace to get away from players, and fairly skilled, and I'm sure over the next couple of years he'll excite the fans.
Oh, kick by Clark. The Blues have it again.
Oh.
The hand pass comes back. Disappointing kick, but it's going to finish up all right. Bursting the tackle, getting the hand pass away.
Lovely goal.
Terrific goal for Favola for 3. Brendan Favola has just kept on getting it on the forward line.
I think the promising signs for the Blues would be Chatfield, Favola, Houghton giving a little bit as a tall forward. Just the players that have come into the lineup.
And these young guys have been very stiff throughout the year not to be included into the senior list. They've been playing great reserve football. So hopefully this year will be their year, or next year, obviously.
Well, Brendan Favola, so far 4 kicks, 3 goals.
And I think I noticed there, Drew, that just a couple of years ago he was with Dandenong under 18, so only 20 years of age. Would that be about right?
Yeah, so drafted in 98.
Plenty of room for him to keep on improving. McKay leading spectacularly. D'Ulio, he's on the ground and forced to kick with the left. Goes high towards half forward. Oh, great leap. Ball spills. Camperelli about to swoop on it. His immediate opponent there was Johnson, but the siren has ceased proceedings here at the cricket ground. New Year's Eve, only a couple of hours to go for the year 2000, and we're playing a game of Aussie rules at the cricket ground. And at quarter time, the Blues, it is all Carlton. They lead 6-6-42. Collingwood are 3 behinds.
Well, job ahead for Mick Malthouse. He's come over to a new club to build something. He was really starting from the foundations, but when he was with the Eagles, he wasn't used to conceding 6 goals a quarter like that. So got a lot to make up, down by 39 points.